Hi everyone, Aidan here with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Saris MHS platform style bike rack here on our 2022 Toyota Highlander. Now this style of bike rack is becoming more and more popular, where you've got a long tray and these two wheel hoops that are holding the bike in place. And this one actually does a really good job of holding it, partially because we've got secondary points of contact at the back wheel with this wheel strap, and with this block right here that kind of wedges against the front wheel, and that's going to keep that movement in the front wheel down to a minimum. Some other racks of this style do have a bit more bike movement. They hold them well, but just for some people, that peace of mind, myself included, of seeing your bike staying still on the rack is really nice. So that's a big plus for this rack. Something else you have is the ability to tilt it away with the bikes loaded. So we can see right here, whoop, and I can hit my arm on the handlebars there. We have full hatch access with this loaded. And that's really nice to see. We don't have to sacrifice that functionality with our vehicle. And you get a really big handle on the end to lift from. Because it is no frame contact, it's also going to be good for our alternative frame, and our carbon frame bikes. The other nice thing with this is that we do have fat tire bike compatibility right out of the box. It's going to work with tire widths up to 5 inches, so that's really great to see too. It's going to work with a wide variety of bikes. Now to get this unloaded is pretty simple. We're going to have these arms here with these points here that we just squeeze with our hands, and it will break free. I will say this design right here is not my favorite. It's kind of prone to pinching. I didn't pinch my hand there, but I have had it happen before. And if I want to get these arms out far, sometimes it'll just kind of fall down on its own like that. Personally, I think the Rocky Mounts guide rail is a bit easier to use and operate here, because on that bike rack, we just have levers at the bottom that we can flip and remove those arms. And it's a lot simpler just to disengage that ratcheting mechanism, and I don't have any risk of pinching myself. So I'll just set the bike to the side here, and we can take a closer look at the rack. I'll start by folding those arms back down. You can hear that ratcheting mechanism in work. I'll replace that strap, and then we can fold up this other arm. And from here, I'll grab my tape measure, and we can get some measurements, starting with our ground clearance. So we've got this point on the bottom of the rack at the end here. That's going to be our lowest point, giving us 17 inches of ground clearance, which is pretty good. Not the best, not the worst. Should have no problem with any sort of steep driveways or steep hills. As far as distance added to the back goes, we are going to have 37.5 inches. That is a fair bit added to the back of the vehicle, so just keep that in mind with your parking spaces and garages. But we can take that handle, fold the rack upright, and save a lot of space. That's going to cut our distance added down to 13 inches right here at the end. So overall, that's a lot better. Just keep in mind that you still have something back here, and due to its size and the position of your backup camera, you are going to have a fair bit of the bike rack blocking your vision there. Down at the bottom, you can see it's fitting into a 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube and comes with a locking anti-rattle bolt. It's going to keep things secure and safe in your hitch, and that lock is key to the cable locks included in the trays up top. And overall, the MHS is a pretty solid bike rack. I will say it's very large and very heavy. Getting it into the hitch, taking it out, storing it in your garage, it can be a bit cumbersome. So maybe look into something like the Rocky Mounts guide rail. That's a personal favorite of mine, and it's going to be a little bit more easy to use and have in your hitch. But overall, it's going to be a great fit for your Highlander here. Thanks for watching.